How do I convince myself to meditate? Good morning, my friends. This is Bassam. Welcome to my channel, Evolutionaire. I'm shooting this in Sydney, Australia. It's a lovely day. There are a few noises in the background. Please excuse them. Today, in this short video, I'm going to try to answer this proverbial question that I seem to get asked on occasion. How do I convince myself to meditate, knowing that it's good for me? And everybody around me seems to be singing the praises of having a continuity of practice. And yet I can't seem to do it. I might sit once a blue moon. I have a commitment. I commit to myself. I say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it later. I enjoy it when I do it, but I can't seem to have a continuity of practice. And the issue here is that I'm told that without continuity of practice, I can't really expect much. I'm told that it's continuity of practice and regularity of practice that really is what meditation is all about, where I begin to experience the results, if we can call them that, because I'm using these words very carefully, because meditation is not an activity necessarily, and yet we begin by describing it as an activity. So regularity of practice. Why is it that I can't seem to do it in spite of the fact that I know that it's good for me? And I think that there are two answers to this question. The first, we need to wrap our minds around the fact that we don't live in an environment that supports meditation. We don't live in a world that is interested in having you turn your attention away from it, reorient your attention from its outer fixation inwardly. It's not interested in you pulling your attention away from it. It depends on your attention, in fact. Attention is really the key here, because if I don't have your attention right now, I can't reach you and you can't receive me. So that's the first thing, is that we live in a world which is not conducive necessarily for meditation. That's not to say that it's not favorable for meditation. It can be, because once you learn to be centered, once you learn to be focused, then the noises in the outside, everything in fact that is happening on the outside, can be supportive of your wish to turn inward. So that's the first thing. We have to accept that the world, the environment, the condition in which we are trying to meditate, it's not supportive of that in the beginning. It's not conducive to you pulling your attention away from it. And the second reason is an important one also, and it's this. If you go to the gym, you know the value proposition that the gym has in store for you. You know that by getting muscles, you're going to look more attractive, healthier, or if you lose weight, you're going to, whatever your needs are. The value proposition of going to the gym is very clear. And so you don't need anyone to convince you to go to the gym. They may try to inspire you to go, but you know what it's all about. With meditation, it's very different, because the value proposition is somewhat abstract. We can't describe the benefits fundamentally using words, because the experience, the benefit, is an internal benefit. It adds up essentially to elevation of spirit, to the knowing of who you are at a deeper, more foundational level, beyond the frontiers of mind and beyond the frontiers of the physical body, of matter. There's a deeper dimension that meditation really allows you to access. And the rewards, we might say, are things like feeling more happy, feeling more encouraged, more inspired, more hopeful, feeling more trusting that this is indeed a benevolent world and that everything that happens around us is conspiring to help us not to get in our way. There's a kind of internal wisdom that naturally arises, which is a byproduct of meditation. We do our best to try to describe the benefits, but they really are more qualitative. It's more a refinement of nature. It's more a bubbling up of an internal kind of optimism that allows you to live life in a way which is not stressful, that allows you to live life in a way that is, well, joyful. You know what I'm trying to say. But this isn't essentially about that. This video, I want to address why it is so difficult to sit knowing what we know about this remarkable practice. If you knew the value proposition, if you knew of the internal treasure, you'd need no convincing. So the question, how to become convinced of this internal pleasure, this internal treasure. Because it's this value proposition that is going to inspire you to want to build a regularity of practice that's going to allow you to sacrifice your time. Without it, there can be no sincerity of practice. There's no promise, it's good for me. These don't really add up to an inspirational drive to want to sit for that 5 minutes, for those 10 minutes, for that half an hour, for that 1 hour longer, and so on. So that's the other thing, is that the value proposition. And the thing is, if you knew that beyond the shadow of a doubt, that meditation can help you to be happy, not happier even, we try to be diplomatic about these things, but happy, aligned with nature, to see it as it is, to experience it fundamentally. If you knew that beyond the shadow of a doubt, that will give you all of those things that you try to get secondhand by way of other things. Love by way of a partner, a feeling of being secure by way of money. So we try to get these things that we deep down long for by way of other things. If you knew that meditation can give you those things directly and allow you then not to seek them but to share them, the very drive of your life changes. You're no longer looking at life as something that can make you happy. Suddenly now you are happy, and you're here to celebrate, to share your happiness. You're not here to win it, to gain it, to use the world in order to provide you with that internal longing. You're getting it direct. So now you have an abundance of joy and you feel to share it, to celebrate it. So your drive is reoriented. But if you knew beyond the shadow of a doubt, that meditation can give you that, well, there's your value proposition. And it's that value proposition that it's going to call you to commit to a daily practice. Because as I always say, the Buddha said, one drop at a time will fill the bucket. Regularity of practice, continuity. And I like to add that if you leave the bucket outside for too long without adding drops of water to it, then those drops will dry. My suggestion is that you consider what it is that you want to get out of meditation. And there is, of course, behind that drive is the knowing that deep down you're not happy. I mean, very few people are. This is such a... People treat this question of happiness with so much embarrassment, you know. I'm not happy, or I don't know. You understand how you address this idea. But it's a fact that the majority of people are not happy. It's unhappiness that drives our civilization. It's not happiness. It's a drive towards happiness. We want to be happy. Our civilization is not built on our sharing and celebrating our existing happiness. So it should be no surprise. We shouldn't be so embarrassed about the fact that that's the case. That's our starting point right now. It needn't be, but it's our starting point. Meditation addresses that issue head on. So what is your value proposition? What do you want meditation to do for you? Are you aware of your existing discontent that you're trying to satisfy by way of the outside? It's these things, this kind of inquiry that's going to convince you that meditation may be something that you're going to be willing to commit to on a daily basis. Now, I do run meditation courses. I do also run talks to inspire people to take up the practice, weekly talks. I'm quite active in that arena, trying to inspire people to look to meditation as a way, the principal way. So reach out if you want to find out more, and subscribe to this channel. I'll be doing here on more videos about the subject and other subjects related to self-development and self-realization. Know thyself was written on the proverbial doors of Apollo in the city of Delphi. Know thyself. All right, my friends, and if there's any other topic that you'd like me to make a video on, go ahead and let me know. Take care. I wish you well. This is Bassam. Bye-bye.